Welcome to Anchors Aweigh, the podcast that chronicles a landlocked future sailor's journey to finding freedom and adventure at sea. I'm your host, Todd Middlebrooks, and I welcome you along on my journey. In this episode, we launch a news segment and discuss where I'm at in my decision-making process regarding sailing courses and certification. So stay tuned. As always, any resources mentioned in this episode will be linked in the show notes. In this first edition of the Sailing News segment, I wanted to talk about the Moorings and a couple things that they have exciting in the news recently. They've just opened a base in St. Petersburg, Florida. They have partnered with Sailing Florida to deliver charter vacations from St. Petersburg, Florida. Now, what's so exciting about this is, to my knowledge, the first North American destination that you can sail from, and I guess origination point that you can sail from with the Moorings. So it opens up charter locations domestically and just more sailing options through the Moorings charter route. In addition, the Moorings have also announced the 4500L 4-cabin Catamaran. What's exciting about this is, for the first time in this length boat, the Moorings is offering an elevated lounge. It's got wraparound seating, a sunbed, and a kind of table area that you can sit that's elevated above the aft cockpit and just up and behind the helm station, which is great for just hanging out and relaxing, or being up higher and having a better kind of 360 view while you're under sail, or while you're just chilling in a mooring ball, or in the evening. And also it enables it also adds for better interaction with those in that elevated lounge with the captain or skipper while they're at the helm station. So that's exciting as well. Now on to today's topic. I want to talk a little bit about my decision-making process, selecting a sailing school, and which certification that I'm choosing to go with. Ultimately, initially, I looked at the U.S. sailing because I was looking at the offshore sailing school. But ultimately, I feel like the American Sailing Association certification is more widely recognized, at least in North America or in the United States. So I think I'm going to go with the ASA certified schools, which kind of narrows it down a little bit, or at least it takes offshore sailing school out of the running. In addition, because of the current pandemic that's still going on, I would rather take a domestic course if possible, which also kind of eliminates a couple of other options that I had that I was weighing. And so ultimately that kind of narrows it down to the Blue Water Sailing School. I did contact them about their catamaran courses for August. However, from the time I started discussing with them until the time I got back with them via email, the August courses booked up, and so now I'm looking into September at the earliest. However, one of their catamarans that they train on for the catamaran certification course is the Lagoon 440, and one of the instructors down there said that they typically run that boat on the courses in November because that time of the year is most popular, and there's more demand for that particular boat. So I'm thinking about pushing back into November so that I can train on that boat. Well, you say, well, what's the big deal? The other boat's a nice 37-foot boat. However, I want to learn on the Lagoon 440 for a couple of reasons. It's the size boat, or in the neighborhood of the same size boat that we'll be chartering as a family, somewhere in the 42 to 44 up to 50-foot range eventually as a family. And, it's a popular boat. It's available with a lot of charter companies. So it'd be a great way to learn And why not, learn on a boat that you're typically going to sail in the future. In the meantime, I do want to continue my sailing education or get it, kickstarted again. So I'm contemplating a couple of courses that the ASA is offering online because of the pandemic situation. There's the ASA 105 navigation course. It's a coastal navigation course. And then there's also the ASA 119, which is a marine weather endorsement. So I think I'm going to start with the ASA 105, and then I'm going to move on once that's complete to the ASA 119. And I'm excited about the marine weather endorsement simply because, I love weather. It's a lot of fun to study. I love photographing weather and particularly bad weather. But I also studied aviation weather for my pilot certificate. So that was fun as well. So I'm looking forward to that. Another great thing about both of those courses is neither requires a prerequisite. So no sailing experience or anything of that. No course certifications prior to those that I would have to do in person. So that'll be a great way to kind of kickstart some sailing education and certifications until I can get my liveaboard cruising course started. Another thing I wanted to discuss real quick is there's a ASA How to Learn to Sail article that's on their website. It's a great resource. It's a really it's a great resource regarding how to learn to sail, and they outline just kind of a 3-step easy process. Step 1 is to start slow. The ASA offers free introductory online sailing courses, which I have taken. And then there's other resources that they list, like their ASA Sailing Challenge app, or starting to read through the sailing fundamentals textbooks that they offer, like Let's Go Sailing and Sailing Made Easy. Step 2 that they outline is finding a sailing school. That's a process that I've been working through for almost the past year. And ultimately, I think I've come to a decision, as we've talked about here in this episode. And then step 3 is to go sailing. Now, while we have done that with friends, and it was a ton of fun, and I did get to act as crew for some portions of that trip, I am looking forward to going sailing and learning myself so that I can become certified and extend the adventure and the fun that our family had on that particular trip into the future. Next time, our discussion will navigate us towards sailing certifications. Welcome to Anchors Aweigh. Oh, that's no good. Thanks for tuning into the show. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the boat on future episodes, as they will automatically be docked into your favorite podcast player. Until then, Anchors Aweigh.